name is Shane Brennan. I'm from Templeton, California, and this is my 1951 Farmall Super AV, and I got reserve champion in the Dello National Tractor Competition.
Shane Brennan is in college now, but he still enjoys driving his Farmall tractor, and he caught classic tractor fever at an early age. Shane was always mechanically inclined, and he believes there's real value in fixing up these icons of America's agricultural past.
Well, I believe it's so important to preserve this history. It's really, America is built on farming, and it was one of the core things that America has come from. It shows where our food comes from, it's how it's harvested, and how far technology has come today.
Shane's 1951 Farmall Super AV is the high crop version of a Farmall Super A. The V in the name stands for vegetable.
So what they did to make it a high crop is they put taller front spindle shafts on the front, and they gave it bigger wheels, front and rear. And that makes it really a lot different than any of the other tractors you see out there. And it really sparked my interest in this tractor because these tractors were made for row crop, and they're also made for farming crops that needed a taller tractor. And so I saw this as something that was unique, and I thought it was something interesting to restore.
Although Shane is no rookie when it comes to tractor restorations, this project provided some real obstacles right from the start.
So this tractor, I got it from my friend in Atascadero, California, and this tractor was broken down. Engine had no sleeves in it, pistons. The crankshaft was all rusty, and it had no head. Also, the rear end, I looked in the transmission and it had rust all over the gears. It was gonna need a full restoration, what I had to do to it. And I looked at it first and I thought, are you crazy? And I sure thought I was maybe not gonna do it, but I really wanted to put my mind into something that was a hard project. I wanted to put my mind up to do something that I thought I couldn't do. And so I looked at it and I looked at each part and I kind of went through each part, what I need to do, and I figured out I could do it.
Since this is not a standard Farmall A, Shane knew tracking down the parts he needed could be a challenge.
I had to first contact a new friend I made in Fresno, California. It's where I go to school now. And he owns a huge tractor yard called Myers Ward Tractor. And I had contacted him to try to find some of the hard parts I was gonna need to find. That being one of the front spindle arms was cracked, and that makes one of the pieces that makes it a high crop. So I knew that was gonna be very hard to find. And so I asked him and I told him the serial number of the part, and he luckily had one, and I was really lucky.
Underneath the hood, Shane's Super AV is powered by a 4-cylinder C123 engine.
This engine is unlike the regular A's. It's a Super A, and so it needed a little bit bigger than the C113 engine they came with. So mine has a C123 engine. It's a 2.0 liter, and it is rated about 23 horsepower, so it puts out some good horsepower for a little tractor like that. This one's ran great ever since I've rebuilt it, and just the metal in these tractors, it's built to withstand time, and they were built to last. And these tractors, it's why it's still here today, and I could restore it.
Shane spent more than 500 hours restoring his Farmall, and he knows this tractor inside and out.
This grill, the first one I had, was really damaged. It had been fallen on by a tree, and so I really had to find this one in Fresno, California, and it was in a little better condition. It was more manageable, and so it had little minor dents, but I used a slide hammer, and I got most of the dents out and filled the rest with Bondo. And I remember these little fin slits. These were really tough to sand when I had the Bondo, because I'd have to get in each individual one and make sure that they were sanded correctly. And so this was a really time-consuming piece of the restoration, but it really is this front centerpiece of the tractor, and I really love how it looks. The hood was also in a mangled condition also, and I had to do a bunch of body work and use a lot of tools to make sure it came out smooth. We'll go back, and here's the starter. Here's the hydraulics, and the hydraulics, I remember, was one of the hardest parts. And I got really stumped on it, but here's the hydraulic pump right here. This was the one part that was messing up my whole hydraulics, and inside it had an O-ring that had a little tiny tear in it that let air in the system. And it made the whole hydraulic system unoperable. And so after much investigation and tearing apart the whole touch control system, I finally looked inside the pump and found this one O-ring and had my aha moment. We'll move back here. Here's the cloth seat, made it really comfortable for the farmer. And this was actually an option. I think it was about $5 to have an extra cloth seat instead of the original pan seat with metal. And that was a luxury back in the day.
The restoration work was so good, it earned him a spot in the 2021 Chevron Tractor Restoration Competition during the National FFA Convention in Indianapolis.
I really wanted to compete nationally because this tractor, I knew it was going to be a really big project, and it was something I was going to have to tackle over years. And so I knew that if I was going to put all this effort into it, and I competed at the local level at my tractor restoration contest, I figured why not go to the national level and see what I can do. It turned out amazing. I got second place, reserve champion at the national competition, and I never expected to place that high. I just wanted to work hard and do the best that I could. And also my family was really great in the whole process. My grandpa Steve, my mom Shauna, and all my other family were really great in supporting me through this restoration process. I know I'd come home at 1 a.m. My grandpa would come up to the door and grab me from the paint shop, and we'd go home and get some more stuff done, get some record books done. Just really being there for me and providing me my shop in my hometown is really awesome. I couldn't have done it without them, and I really am thankful for them.
I think the value of this is beyond words. It turned him into the most competent young man I've ever seen. Because he developed the skills of, he learned how to deal with problems that seemed basically unsolvable, and we figured out how to solve them. And it was just one problem after another, and basically that's what life is. He learned to defeat problems.
Shane is just getting started collecting and restoring classic tractors, and he thinks other young people could benefit from participating in the Chevron Tractor Restoration Competition.
This experience really bettered me as a whole. The tractor restoration made me, I think, a better person. It really brought me that sense of gratification once I completed the restoration. And it also teaches you responsibility. You have to be very responsible in the shop and responsible in getting things done. It's super beneficial for any student that really wants to get into it, and it can be done. I was restoring my first tractor out of a one-car garage, and so from anywhere, whatever point in life you're at, you can always, if you put your mind to it, you can do it.
Hey there, thanks for catching Classic Tractor Fever. If you'd like to see more red power, be sure to check out these other classic stories. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to keep those classic tractor stories rolling.